Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Peak to Middle School. My name is Narwhal. I'm here with Kyle.
Hi.
Kyle, the other night, not last night, like 2 nights ago, I had an absolutely legendary idea for the podcast that would be an awesome episode, but I was so tired that I could not, in my head, I was like, John, roll over, grab your phone, type it in, go back to bed, and I just couldn't do it.
Did you forget
And I
it?
lost it.
Oh.
It's gone forever, dude.
I'll be honest, that's happened to me.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I'll just remember it later.
Never happens.
No.
But there are the rare times when you do remember it, like a week later, you're like, oh my God, I'm a legend.
So you just have no clue what it was.
Nope. Not a single clue. But I know it would have been really good and it would have got a lot of views. Dude, but I couldn't. There was so
you gotta
much.
take one for the team.
My
you gotta ruin your
eyes
sleep.
were so incredibly heavy, you have no idea.
Yeah, but
They were heavier than my bowling ball last night. My bowling ball was a little too heavy last night.
13 pounds.
Yeah. Looking
couldn't
back
handle
on it, because the kids to the lane next to us weren't as good as
They were
us.
also like 14.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that this one guy was like 6'3" as like a 14-year-old. I was like, that's not fair.
Yeah.
But he was using he was like chucking his ball. Like it was going at least like 23, 24 miles an hour. And he wasn't very good, but I was like, maybe that's the move. Just throw it as hard as you can with a light ball.
I think throwing it as hard as you can with a heavy ball is better because I've used a light ball and it's right on line, but it's so light that it'll bounce off line because when it hits the pins. Because when I did my really hard throw with that 8-pound ball,
Yeah.
it just kind of bounced off the side.
Yeah. We went bowling last night.
We got drunk in a bowling alley. It was weird.
I didn't.
Well, I did.
You got drunk in
I
a
got
bowling
drunk in
alley.
a bowling alley.
We were in Kirkland, which is the place
The
where
epicenter.
the epicenter of the coronavirus in the U.S.
Fully exposed.
in a bowling alley. So we were in the dirtiest possible place
It was great.
in the center of the coronavirus. It was awesome.
Yeah, dude. Bowling alley bar is a weird crowd.
Yeah. There's it's bowling alleys in general are weird because there's half of the 13-year-old kids that are in group dates
Yeah.
that don't really it's the boys that don't really talk to the girls and the girls don't really talk to the boys.
That's what we were linked up with. The lane next to us that we were sharing the little middle part.
Yeah.
It was just a bunch of awkward high schoolers, and it really brought me back.
Yeah, I mean, I felt for them because I could tell some of the guys were like, hey, you should bowl after me because, I like you. Or, I don't know. It was really awkward.
A
but
lot
I
of
was
just little guy circles and little girl circles. And it was
yeah. I saw at one point I saw this girl sitting on her friend's lap, and then I look over and one of the guys is doing it to his other guy friend. I was like,
this is high school.
yeah. But then there's also the 55-year-old people that have been remarried 4 times and they're with their 4th wife
Potentially in a bowling league.
Yeah, at this bowling alley, just going ham. Oh, last night, this worker at the bowling alley wore this fedora.
Oh, dude, that guy fucked.
And at the bowling alleys, they obviously play a bunch of just throwback radio pop songs.
And it was a night bowl, so it was it's like a rave inside of a bowling alley. It was weird.
And he had dark sunglasses on and a fedora and it almost looked like he was wearing underneath a tuxedo. It was
a
all
white
black
tuxedo.
and white. And he was just dancing. He was really good, actually.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
And I was thinking, obviously, a lot of people are just going to look at him and be like, what is this guy doing? But
I loved him.
But everyone loves it. And, it's got to make his shift be way more fun for him.
Yeah, I mean, there was one point where I was standing there, behind our lane, just kind of minding my own business, and out of nowhere, an arm wraps around me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he's just, dancing with me, and I'm like, oh, shit, I guess I'm dancing now.
And he's not just, dancing. He's,
dancing.
dancing.
He's
breaking
it down
hard.
Yeah,
he was really flexible, too. I saw him do one of those things where they,
okay. You know
they,
his flexibility?
Yeah. It's hard not to. He flipped, his whole back went inverted, and he tucked his head down by, his almost to the floor.
Damn.
Standing, and then he just, arched his back.
That's sick. See, I was thinking, that guy, I wonder at what point he started doing that on his shifts. Or did he just, come in first day, this is what I'm bringing to the table?
That might be the reason he got the job.
I mean, maybe. Or he's just, a manager that – I just picture, a manager and everything – no one was really happy, and he just wanted to bring some morale. And all of a sudden, he just busts this out.
Yeah.
And now it's, his thing.
I just picture his interview. He, gets there, and the boss is like, all right, so, tell me about yourself. What do you do? And he's like, yeah, I was in prison. I committed like a bunch of felonies, but I can dance.
I can dance.
And like maybe that's the reason he got this new job and is changing his life around. Like maybe if he didn't dance,
The power of dance.
yeah, dance can do a lot for you.
It really can.
His bosses love him, I'm sure, because
I kind of got the vibe that he was the boss.
really,
I don't. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I feel like that guy can run a bowling alley.
exactly. That's the type of guy you want running your bowling alley because that was memorable.
Yeah.
And if I'm gonna choose between a bowling alley that has that guy and a bowling alley that doesn't have that guy,
It's not that guy.
you can't talk shit about voice cracks.
Can right now.
That was one of my first real voice cracks on the show, I think.
Oh, I've had too many.
You had,
Uncountable
yeah,
now.
I literally couldn't keep track.
No.
But yeah, cool guy. Did you enjoy bowling?
I did. I won a free ice cream sundae that I didn't really eat.
Yeah.
And also like super awkward. This dude, when me and Jordan were getting our shoes, it was like this old dude at the counter, and we walk up. We're like, "Hey, can we get size 10s?" He's like, "Oh, we only have size 11s." We're like, "Okay, that's fine." And then he kept like making jokes and like bringing out like kid shoes to like put in front of us. He's like, "Here's my size 11s," and like puts them down. We're like, "Ah."
But he just kept doing it.
I could. Yeah, and he kind of just like really hung onto the joke for a long time.
And he goes, just kidding. Here's my size 11.
We're like,
so they're even smaller.
"Oh, I can barely put my hand in it." Ha ha ha. And then he's like, "Put them on." Like he just really kept getting the. And then his like this other lady walks over and just drops his shoes down, and we're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
He was
bowling-
just trying to make things fun, but he just kind of really held on to it for a long time.
I feel like a bowling alley workers is one of the most wide range of personas you could get someone who's been through the ringer, lived in like every different country, and then moved back and now works at a bowling alley, or you could get someone who like, I don't know.
There's like teenagers
Like-
that work there. There's like a high school job. There's like
There's
dancing guy.
Yeah. Then there was another guy that's like 60 that like hates everything and like doesn't smile working there. Yeah. They got everything you
There's
need.
all kinds of people.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, today Kyle and I wanted to do something pretty fun. It's actually a fan idea. So shout out to whoever sent us this idea.
Thank you.
Don't remember who it was, but you know who you are. He said you guys should do so we've done brackets in the past of like, best
Fast food. We got video games. We got
what is that? Thanksgiving, the best Thanksgiving throwdown.
we got
Thanksgiving
candy.
foods.
We did TV shows. Yeah.
I think this is our 6th one probably, but
Something like that.
we are
It's
gonna
March. It's March Madness. It's bracket time.
It is.
You got to break it down a bracket.
So we're going to do worst ways to die. All right. And this episode is actually going to come out around the regular March Madness. So this is our version.
This is our version of March
our
Madness.
morbid, fucked up version of it.
It's kind of what we do. We decided to eliminate the I mean, I don't want to say like more sad ways to die because like these would all suck. But like we're not gonna go down the cancer road and the suicide road and the just like domestic abuse.
Or like your entire family dying in a car crash together or something.
So
if it's something that like could potentially make someone cry,
I mean, some of these
might make you cry, but there's a less chance that this would make you cry.
And some of these, us assuming that these are less sad, might be in bad taste. But it's our show. We don't give a fuck. This is what we're doing.
I mean, I just think generally these ones are a lot more rare for people to die by. So it's kind of like,
well, not all of them.
okay, well, we'll just hop in here. We'll just see.
Okay.
Sometimes we break the category or the bracket up into like 4 categories, but these are just all over the place. So we just threw them all in here.
Yeah, we just randomly assign them. So we're going to start off burning to death versus an animal attack. See, these were 2 ones that I would have expected to go far. So it's kind of a bummer first round matchup
I know.
between burning to death. Because that's like burning to death, I feel like is possibly the most painful way to die. Like just getting burned.
I mean, a lot of these, it's hard to say because we've never experienced it. But from the times I've like burned my skin a little bit.
Yeah, like reaching for a pizza. You know? Imagine
Like
that all over.
I've been bit by a dog before. Not as bad as getting like burning your arm.
Right.
But I've also been bit by like a little Yorkie. So it's.
Yeah, it's like getting bit by a dog versus getting just ripped to shreds by like a bear, like a crocodile, or.
Yeah. I guess, would you rather
just get mauled?
Have your arm burned pretty damn bad and have to go to the hospital for a burn on your arm, or get bit?
Just get your arm ripped off.
No, I'm just trying. Well,
Just ripped to
No, I
like
just
a
mean like bit
crocodile's-
pretty damn bad by like a dog. I'm trying to think of like the first level of it.
Oh,
to
well,
try-
I'd rather get bit by a dog than get burned.
Okay.
But when we're like moving up to like crocodile level where they do a death roll and my arm like snaps and it's dangling, I think I'd rather get burned. Oh, I don't know. Because then I just don't have an arm and I could rock it. But we're talking like full on to death.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
I don't know how long it takes to burn to death.
I think with burning, you would probably pass out just pretty quick because the pain is all over your body.
Oh, man.
Dude,
I don't know.
I think an animal attack would be worse for me.
Yeah.
Just because there's so many possibilities of shittiness.
Yeah, getting like stung to death or just like.
Or like a bird
Venom.
coming down, picking one of your
pecking at
eyes
you.
out.
Yeah, dude, an eagle, if they wanted to, could just kill me anytime
Yeah,
it wants. It would
actually.
just come swoop down. I would be able to do nothing.
Yeah.
Except,
I'm going with animal attack.
Yeah.
Burning would be pretty shitty, though.
Wrote AA down. Dying in AA. Okay. Next, we have pin/crushed versus buried alive. So pin/crushed, this means like you just get crushed by a rock or something. Or like, what's that movie?
127 hours.
Yeah, like you're stuck on a rock and you just like can't move.
That guy survived, though.
But let's say you die.
Let's say not only was his one arm pinned, but both his legs were pinned and his other arm. So he's
stuck there.
You're basically just on a cross.
Yeah. Or buried alive. That to me is more scary, being buried alive.
Yeah. But worse ways to die could be incorporated with the scariness of it. But it wouldn't be as like brutally painful.
Being buried?
Yeah, I mean, are we in a coffin? And then we're buried?
I'm thinking like dirt. Like Step Brothers, like dirt. Because then you're like inhaling dirt and it hurts.
then you're choking.
You're choking and you just kind of suffocate and die.
Yeah.
And you're scared the whole time. Like it's terrifying. You don't know where you are. You don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
But then like pin/crushed,
at least
you're
if
just stuck and you're in pain. But you're just stuck.
Yeah,
You
because
can't
imagine
move.
everything that's pinned is shattered.
Yeah, your arms are fucked. Your legs are fucked. You're just sitting there in the most pain ever.
Yeah.
For
Now,
probably a while.
For crushed, are we also like? Does that count if, let's say, you're at the bottom of a big cliff and
you
a
just get
boulder
smushed.
falls off and just smushes you?
I'd rather have that than
I think that would be better than every other.
I agree. I don't know which one's worse. This is hard.
If I'm going right now and had to pick one, I would rather be pinned than buried alive.
I agree.
So buried alive is worse.
yeah.
So BA,
BA.
AA, and BA.
Okay. Next we have falling. So this would be like off a cliff, like down a mountain, and then we have torture. So that one's pretty all encompassing. You could get waterboarded. You could get
All your fingernails ripped out, and then
Yeah.
your ears cut off, and then your penis cut off.
just ripped. Yeah, just slowly tortured.
Like anything that you could picture ISIS doing to a person to get information out
or
of them, or worse.
us. Like we do that shit. Everyone does that shit.
We
Interrogating people.
Oh yeah, we rip people's ears off.
I don't know about that, but we definitely waterboard. We definitely like beat the shit out of people.
Oh yeah. Oh, like Shim. Like when he's the reason we get him on the show.
Yeah,
Threaten
like
him.
how we get
like
him.
threatening someone.
Yeah, like
to be our friend.
threatening him, but we like actually hurt him.
Oh,
like we do.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
Okay.
So torture's
I think
worse.
it's definitely torture. Yeah.
Falling to death would be a quick death.
Yeah, that's a good way to die. Because then it's like, whoa, this is kind of fun.
It's like, look at that view.
Unless you're rolling down a mountain, then it's like, fuck, ow, ow, and then you die.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would.
Next, we have beating versus hypothermia. So beating, I'm just picturing like just prime Mike Tyson, just beating you over and over and over and over until you die.
Is it only in the face or is it body shots too? Like, can he beat me in the nuts and in the chest and the stomach and the back?
I guess it's all over.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah, because if
That's
it's like
worse.
face over and over, it's like honestly one punch and I think I'm out, and then I just die after that.
Yeah,
Hypothermia,
bro.
that would
I don't
suck.
know what it. We don't know what it. Like, we can kind of understand what getting punched would feel like, even though we've never been punched very hard.
Yeah,
But I don't think.
I've been cold. I'm cold right now, but yeah, hypothermia. I think from what I've heard from all the people that I know who have had hypothermia, you get really cold, and then at some point you get really warm right before you die, and you start taking your clothes off. So a lot of times when you find someone who dies of hypothermia, you'll see like a trail of their clothes because
That is tragic. That's
kind of nice though. You get kind of warm and then you die.
You're not actually warm. It's just your brain is
you
like
feel warm and then you die.
okay. So
I think beating would be worse than hypothermia.
Yeah, but being cold sucks.
I mean, yeah. So far we've really gone with the kind of murder route.
Yeah. Do we have a little less murder on this side?
Yeah.
All right.
We got some murder still.
Okay.
Okay, we got dehydration versus poison. So poison could be somebody poisons you. Maybe you ingest like a mushroom that's poisonous.
Okay.
Or berries or something. Dehydration, that would really suck. I hate being thirsty. Drink some water. I hate being thirsty.
Kyle's always got his water strapped on him. Yeah, I don't think you could last.
I could not.
How long could you last without drinking water? Like, if you had it at your disposal, but you mentally had to force yourself to not drink, how long do you think you could go?
A couple hours.
Really?
Well, I mean, I could probably go longer. I don't know. Not that long.
Yeah.
I would be sad. My head would start hurting.
You just feel so bad. Like,
yeah.
You're so tired physically.
Like, I get a pain in the back of my head. It's like a weird. I know when I'm dehydrated when the back of my head starts hurting. It's weird.
And it's so just. I feel bad because there's so many parts of the world that like don't have any water.
Yeah.
And like
this is a first world problem.
After like 3 hours, I'm like dying for more water.
Yeah, that's.
I feel like poisoning. I think a lot of times it'd probably be pretty quick. Because in movies, I've just seen like they take a drink and then they just fall over.
Yeah, I think poisoning, like you're suffering, but it's like not a super long suffer. Dehydration, it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with dehydration.
Yeah,
but I am really curious about when you are poisoned. I wonder what the sensation of what that feeling is right before you die.
Yeah, maybe it's like your insides are on fire,
or everything is just like dying.
Maybe you just feel really not. Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird.
Never been poisoned. Okay, next we have allergic reaction versus stabbing. Allergic reaction.
That could be really scary.
That could be really scary. I think allergic reaction mostly you kind of start losing, like you can't breathe and you kind of just like.
Is that usually is it almost always like breathing that happens?
So. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know what else would happen to you. It's like
you get like really bad hives, and then maybe you itch them so bad that you start bleeding, and then you bleed out from itching your hives.
I'm sure that has never happened.
Yeah,
stabbing,
this is an unfair matchup.
Yeah, stabbing has to be one of the worst things that can ever happen to you.
We'll get back to stabbing in a bit, but that's an easy first round win.
Yeah. Okay, next we got drowning versus gunshot. So gunshot, like
that'd be quick.
Are we talking to the head? Yeah, to the head or to the heart, you're gonna die. But if it's like body shots, that's gonna suck.
Dude, like in the stomach, like I think
like a shotgun,
like
dude,
to
the arm or something.
A shotgun to like the gut, like you're gonna die, but it's gonna be slow, and it's gonna be really painful.
Yeah.
And drowning, from all the people I know that have drowned,
yeah,
they say that once your body gets like all the water in your lungs, your body like accepts it, and it's like really bliss and like peaceful as you're like falling. Like you struggle for a while.
I've heard that, but I've also heard like your lungs explode, and like that probably sucks.
And I don't know how I think the only reason they think that is there have been people that have like
exploded
drowned
lungs.
That they rip them out of the water, give them CPR, and they like bring them back basically. But those people didn't really die.
I mean, in the movies when they're drowning, they kind of just like fade out, Yeah. But the movies are accurate, so.
Isn't it fucking crazy how someone can be clinically dead?
Yeah,
and we can bring them back.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
That's wild,
dude. I don't want to say like I want that to happen to me, but like that would be really cool to experience. To say like I died.
Yeah. I mean, I've listened to like interviews and podcasts with people that like have had these crazy traumatic experiences where they literally like say that they felt like they were like leaving their body, or like they were like they were like looking over the room from like a different perspective and at their body, chills. And then they got brought back.
That's insane. I think gunshots worse.
I mean, yeah, I'd rather. Actually, I don't know. I think
if we're doing
I would disagree, because gunshots is like if you get shot in the head, you die. Heart, you die. The rest of your body, like stomach, you there's a good chance you die. But anywhere else, you're not gonna die.
Yeah, but this is worse ways to die. You're gonna die from
Oh.
this gunshot.
Oh. Yeah, but dude, I just think
I think
I just don't like the water. Drowning
I think-
horrifies me.
yeah, I
thought
think
of it.
drowning would be scarier.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I think drowning would be scarier. Gunshot would hurt worse. So it's
Yeah.
like kind of a toss up.
Yeah, we got a lot of pain on here. Let's go for some scary. Let's
All
go
right.
drowning.
You get in like a plane crash over water, and like you want to get like your body is working, but there's like some tarp or something from the plane or some part of the plane that gets
Yeah.
stuck over your head, and then you're just like,
Or just like you're stuck in your seat and your like seatbelt is like stuck and you're like you just see the water like
it gets up to your head and then slowly just
you're
passes.
like,
your neck. Dude,
take that deep breath and you're go.
fuck,
No,
dude.
that sucks. That sucks. Okay, next. Okay, we have starvation versus strangle/suffocation.
So,
So like, dude, getting strangled, like a person just on top of you strangling you.
don't they like? How does it? Don't you have to like break a certain part of the neck in order for it to like fully kill them?
I don't know, but yeah. Well, I don't
Because
know.
I think that if you strangle them, they'll pass out. But then as soon as you let your hand off,
Yeah.
they'll get oxygen back in. And
Yeah,
then
so
they'll-
what I've heard is like you have to strangle somebody for like 10 minutes for them to actually die. Without like breaking their neck or anything. You have to actually strangle them for like I think it's like 5 to 10 minutes. Like it's a long time.
imagine someone you're just on a knocked out corpse,
Yeah.
just full force grabbing their neck.
And we probably started this bracket like maybe 10 minutes ago.
Wow.
You would have been getting strangled that whole time. Starvation sucks.
But the thing is, when you're strangled, as soon as you're unconscious, you don't feel it anymore.
But if we're back to talking scary though, imagine like you just looking at this person with just the most aggressive like look in their eyes and they're just
Yeah.
wrapped around your neck.
Yeah, but
Or suffocation, there's
Ha-
like someone puts a bag over your head and you go like
that would be scary. But I guess have you fainted before? Like from being? Have you ever passed out?
I've been knocked out.
You were. Oh yeah. Okay. I just feel
But
like
that's kind of different, I think.
anytime. Yeah, I mean fainting probably a little different than not getting knocked out because knocked out is just like bam.
Yeah, it was like impact and I was out.
Yeah.
But fainting, it's like I think you kind of fade away and you're like, oh, like you get really lightheaded.
Yeah. I mean, I fainted like once. I don't know. I guess my point is starvation is a lot more of a prolonged suffering. If you're getting strangled, like after those 10 seconds of fear, or like 20 seconds, you're kind of done. I don't know.
Yeah, starvation though.
We've never been like
Yeah,
that hungry.
I can't. I've been hungry, but yeah, and your body kind of starts eating its insides.
Yeah.
Yes,
But dude, they say you can go like, I think they say you can go like 9 days without eating.
that means 9 days of suffering. I think I'd rather get strangled. Well, I don't know. I don't want to get strangled.
I would rather get strangled.
You think?
I would. I just think it's over quicker.
Yeah, I guess. All right, fine.
But you are right that like who do you think is the scariest human that you can think of just like real quick?
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Like imagine him on top of you on the ground with
Yeah.
his big ass fat hands around your neck.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. Fucking bitch.
Okay.
He bit someone's ear off, right?
Yeah, that's
Why'd he do that?
Mike Tyson.
Just 'cause.
Yeah.
I'd be kind of upset if I was the guy whose ear got bitten off, don't
Yeah.
you think?
I mean, yeah. All right. Advancing to the second round, we have animal attack versus buried alive. I think I'd rather get killed by it, or I'd rather get buried than just mauled.
Yeah. I wonder how quickly. It probably depends where they bite you.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering how long of an animal attack it would take before you're just done. So,
Yeah. I think I'd dude,
like, what if the bear, if the bear was really angry and like rah, 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 and just like ripped you and threw you, you'd be dead quick. But what if it was a bear that was like very calm and just like bit your foot off, and you're just screaming, and then it's like bite your other
I
foot
don't
off.
think it does that.
I don't know.
I don't think they just like bite feet off. They don't really eat people either.
Do you think that animals that have eaten people have like certain cuts of the human they prefer?
I mean,
Like
they'll eat the whole thing.
Like,
I'm
I'm
sure.
gonna order a peck tonight.
They just want someone's calf.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you think would be the yummiest part?
Of a human?
Yeah.
I could see like a nice calf being good.
Mm-hmm. Or refined.
Yeah, like a peck, like a breast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because chicken breasts are good.
Yeah. Or someone's quad.
I thought when like I
the
was eating a
meatiest.
chicken breast, I thought I was eating like a chicken boob, like a like a female's
it's not a boob.
Yeah.
Yeah, animal attack or buried alive. Because
When you're buried alive,
that's horrifying. I don't know what's scarier.
I
These are
think
both terrifying.
for being buried alive, I think it's the scarier part is knowing that like this human is doing this to you and that you're a live human and they're just because like an animal is not going to bury you alive or some random natural
Right.
But like
It just digs a
just
hole.
looking at a human and they have like
A shovel and they're
a
just
shovel and you're just knowing that you're just done. But like when you're getting buried alive, something had to have happened before you got thrown in the ditch to force you to not be able to get out of the ditch.
well, let's say like they bury you like 50 feet down, just super like in a well, and they're just shoveling. Although
They just like kind of lower you down there on like a
yeah, but then if they were like shoveling dirt, you could kind of like move around the dirt and like kind of rise up with it.
Yeah.
But let's say they just dump a dump truck of like fucking
Dude.
dirt on top of you.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that sucks.
I'd rather get killed by an animal.
I think I would too. I think getting buried alive sucks.
Dude, a dump truck. You just hear beep beep.
And you're like, what? And you're like just waking up. And you're like, oh, just get covered by dirt and rocks.
I'm laughing, but it's not funny.
Yeah,
It's
that's like
tragic.
that's like serial killer shit. That's so scary.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I really do think getting killed by a human is scarier than like an animal. Animal, it's like a wild animal, and you kind of know that they have that aggression, but like another person doing that to you,
Yeah.
another person that has feeling. Well, they probably don't have feelings if they're doing that to you, but
But it's like a living, breathing human.
yeah, like we're on the same level here, and you are doing this to me.
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If anyone's almost gotten murdered by someone, let us know. I'd love to hear. In the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Next we have torture versus beating. Kind of the same thing.
No, but it's different in the sense that torture is more of like I'm
torture-
gonna prolong this as long as I can,
Yeah.
and make you suffer the most.
I think torture's worse.
Yeah.
Torture might be like in the front running right now because
I mean, because
you could do a lot of things.
Yeah. What's your most creative way to torture someone that you can just think of right now?
Yeah, dude. I think like ripping off fingernails, like just slowly ripping things off. Like if someone were to pluck your entire beard and mustache
Yeah.
and all your hair, just like plucking.
I mean, plucking is not that bad compared to most things. I pluck my eyebrows all the time.
Yeah, but they're just like maybe like waxing your whole body.
Dude, bro, you are. People get their body waxed for fun, like from
Yeah,
purpose.
but like it doesn't feel good, and then they do other things, and they start getting more powerful wax. It starts ripping your skin off. I think just like skinning somebody.
Bro, dude, getting like Gorilla Glue or some insane glue, and then putting it on their skin, and then just prying their skin off.
Yeah, or like how the Native American like scalping, getting scalped.
Oh, dude,
Oh man,
getting like what's it called, like stoned or feathered, or where they put like
tar and like hot tar. On
yeah,
you.
like tarred and feathered.
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
lot of
they
creative
used to
shit.
they used to publicly stone people.
Yeah,
Imagine just walking
like
outside.
you're a witch.
You're gonna go get dinner with your family. There's just some guy just hanging on the street pole, and they
Everyone's
just throwing rocks at him.
Rocks and shit. Yeah, that sucks. And that's all because they think he's like a witch or something.
He's like, guys, I
I'm not a witch."
promise I haven't spoken to a witch.
And they're like, that's exactly what you would say if you had. Okay.
Bro, the Salem witch trials were a real thing.
That really pissed me off learning about that. When they're like, yeah, you could just accuse somebody and basically they die because if they deny it, that means they're a witch.
And if they say they are a witch,
Then they're a
then
witch.
they're a witch.
Or I remember it was like they like tie a rock to them, and then if they throw them in the water, and if they sink, that means they aren't a witch. But then if they sink, they just drown. But if they float, that means they are a witch, and then they just kill them after.
The dumbest. I remember that too. It's just like what's it called? It's like confirmation bias.
Yeah.
It's like they want to believe they're a witch, so they're just gonna do something that forces them to either die or be a
Exactly.
witch.
Yeah, that's gotta suck.
Do you think there was people back then that like were normal,
Like
that were
a
like
little
us.
level-headed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're level-headed. They're like, wait a sec, like, what are we doing here, guys?
Probably all the people that got killed.
Yeah, or probably the people that were too scared to speak up about it because they would be murdered.
Yeah, because if you spoke against it, then it's like, you're a witch. How did this start? Everyone was so dumb back then.
Yeah, man. There was just so many like we think cults are weird now,
Yeah.
and they are, but then there was even weirder shit back then.
Yeah.
Like Scientology makes more sense to me than killing random people because we think they're witches.
Yeah, or just like having slaves. Like that's how did we not we, but how did people think that way? Like
Dude.
this person is less than me. I'm going to just own this person.
Yeah, man.
It's fucked up. Okay. We are also an anti-slavery podcast.
Yeah,
so we've spoken out
we-
against Nazis, coronavirus.
Anti-vaxxers.
Have we said that?
No, what was our third one?
Shit. We said it on like the last one.
Yeah, but also totally anti-slavery.
Anti-slavery,
Anti-racism.
anti-racism. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
none of that here. No
So-
Nazis here.
If you have a slave, but it's the person of the same race as you, does that, like, you wouldn't be racist, but you're,
Well,
like, if you were some white guy and you had just a white slave,
I mean, it's still.
it's super fucked up. I'm not saying it's not, but
I don't know
that,
if it's racist.
it's
because,
technically wouldn't be racist.
unless
It's
you-
just like humanist.
like, yeah,
or, like,
that's just inhumane.
It's just, yeah, you're just a fucked up person.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, next we have dehydration versus stabbing. So
I mean, it's stabbing.
it's a slow burn or just getting stabbed over and over and yeah, stabbing's worse.
It's stabbing.
Stabbing sucks.
Because we were talking about like
This is
how
coming from
scary
someone
it
that-
would be for someone to strangle you. I would be a lot more scared. Someone's running at me with like, oh, dude, there was a guy from our high school
Oh,
that
that's
got
right.
in college. He was protecting a girl from, I don't know who,
was like a home invasion.
like a home invasion, and he was protecting a girl. Like, we know this guy personally, and he was stabbed. I think it was 17 times,
Yeah.
and he survived.
Yeah.
And like he has crazy scars. How do you survive getting stabbed 17 times?
I can't imagine that.
It's like the fucking llamas with hats videos.
Yeah,
Have you-
I stabbed him 37 times in the chest.
It's like, Carl, that kills people.
If you guys haven't seen that,
Look up llamas with hats.
do it. Okay, moving on from stabbing, we have drowning versus starvation.
I think
Starving.
with starving, it probably gets to a certain point, kind of like Tom Hanks in Castaway, where you kind of just lose it
Yeah, I think so.
and you just go a little crazy. So maybe you don't care as much because you're not all there.
and you're so weak, you probably can't do anything. Maybe you start feeling good after a while.
Yeah, maybe you're like, wow, I've conquered death.
I don't need food. I can photosynthesize.
And then you lay down to photosynthesize, and that's you just
Then
die.
you just die peacefully on an island, alone.
That would be an ideal way, yeah.
And then you get picked apart by vultures.
I just think I don't know. I think maybe to some people drowning isn't as bad, but just for me personally, my fear of the water makes drowning way worse.
I agree, especially because you just can't, like, if you just physically cannot control, like, I don't like the idea of, like, not being able to move away
you
from
want,
something. Like,
yeah.
that's why being buried is scary to me. And drowning is, like, I am just getting placed into this uncomfortable place, and I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's like a foreign habitat. Like, we're
Yeah.
not meant to be in the water.
Or underground.
Yeah. Like, at least if you're getting stabbed or tortured, you have the possibility of, like, running away.
Yeah, or for fighting back maybe. But drowning, it's like you're just drowning. Starvation would just be mentally sucky because it's like I just can't eat food.
Yeah.
I'm hungry and I have no energy. I think I'd rather starve though.
I would rather
I
starve.
think
too.
drowning is scarier.
Yeah. Wow. This is going to be a tough Final Four here.
Semifinals.
Bum, bum, bum. March Madness Final Four, baby.
Our final four is buried, torture, stabbing, and drowning. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Would you rather be buried alive or tortured to death? I feel like torture almost feels like a cheat code because there's so many things you can do.
Yeah, buried is pretty straightforward. And I'm going to say torture is worse because when you're being buried, at least from the shows I've seen, there's a good chance they're going to like hit you in the head with a shovel first.
Yeah, I would hope that I'm not knocked out. But imagine waking up to that and you're underground. And you're like, whoa, what the?
Yeah, what if you woke up as the dirt's already on top of you, but you're not fully suffocated yet? Bro, that would be
Nightmares.
so scary.
Yeah.
Dude, we're going to have nightmares from making this episode.
Yeah. I hope you guys aren't listening to this at night or something. Walking alone in
Yeah.
the middle of the night.
Are you like, I don't know if paranoid is the right word, but if you watch a horror movie or a creepy movie, is part of you weirded out when you get home?
Kind of, yeah. After we watched The Invisible Man, like, I didn't want to look in my mirror because I don't know. If you guys have seen it, they have so many scenes where they just show an empty part of the room and you just know he's there.
Yeah. And they just sit on this scene for a really extended period of time, which makes you believe that he's just
Like,
walking
he's right
around.
there.
Yeah, it was funny. That night we watched Invisible Man, I got back, and I got in my room and I turned on the light and I just stand in the doorway, like looking in my room, and I was like,
He could be in here.
I'm like, he's clearly not real.
Yeah. But if he was,
But if
he'd be right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about that. I was like, he could be in my back seat right now.
Yeah. No, I was talking to my dad about the movie, and I was like, the part to me that was so scary about that movie is that it doesn't seem that far out of the realm of possibility with the way technology is going right now.
Yeah, that could happen sometime.
I could see them getting to a point where they develop an invisibility suit.
Yeah. And how did they film where she's just getting beat up by nothing? How do they do that? Maybe it's like a guy wearing a green suit, like a green screen suit.
And they
maybe?
like edit him out.
I don't know, but that was pretty amazing how they did that. Like,
I know.
she's getting dragged around and like punched and kicked, and
Yeah.
there wasn't a stunt double because you could see her getting like beat up.
I know. I think
That was a really good movie.
I think it was a combination of things, but I bet that part of it was just really good choreography, and I think they definitely had people teach her like how it would look if you were getting kicked and how.
Yeah.
And so I think part of it was just her acting, like doing really well acting. But I think they maybe because there was a time. Do you remember there was a scene where the guy whose house she's living at, the guy and his like daughter, he's getting beat up and he's on the ground. Then he gets pulled up by his shirt like to the camera.
Yeah, so somebody had to do that.
So something was pulling him up, but like we can't see it. So I think maybe there was like strings, like invisible strings that they were like pulling or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Could be. But yeah, there's also a scene where she's getting like he's on top of her and like they're struggling, and you can see that it's kind of like her actually just faking it, you know?
Yeah, but there are times
good.
when like it looks like someone's actually yanking her. Dude, such a good movie.
Good movie. Okay, so torture.
Torture's worse.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a long way of saying that torture was worse.
Okay. Other semifinals: stabbing versus drowning. It's pain versus just Horror. Yeah.
I don't know. What are you going with?
I think getting stabbed is worse.
Yeah, I think just from all like the movies I've seen, just like
That's just a brutal way to kill somebody.
does getting your throat slit, is that kind of stabbing?
I mean,
That's different, but
that would be quicker. Stabbing, I'm thinking just like body shots, just like
yeah, bro. You ever just like
stabbed?
you got like you know, like when you were a kid and you get like poked by like one of those like prickly bushes.
Yeah.
That's the closest thing I've ever got to any, or like getting a shot in your arm.
Yeah.
It's a tiny needle where they're supposed to go, but I still don't like it.
It's not. Yeah.
So I can't even imagine an entire knife or like a sword.
Oh yeah, dude, getting impaled by a sword, like in movies when it's like right through your chest,
And they're just
like,
they're sitting there with their hands on it.
and then they just yank it out and just and die.
I'm always curious if that's actually how it would happen.
Yeah,
Like, if
I
you-
don't know. Yeah, are they just like sitting there like, and then once you pull it out, they just die?
Yeah, I feel like I would die right away, but probably not because
know.
the blood isn't leaving really because
Yeah.
that thing's in there blocking it.
And then what about getting your head chopped off? Do you think there's like a split second where you can like look up and see your headless
Well,
body?
I don't think it's that long, but they have said that there is like a measurable amount of time where you still have consciousness after your head has disconnected from your body.
What?
I mean, it's
How
like
do you know that? I mean, you
I don't-
wiggle. I think
I
like
don't-
your limbs, maybe like your nerves, but I don't see how you could just see.
Well, I think because like your brain, I don't know any science, but I think that if there's still like enough fresh blood and oxygen in your brain, it can process for like a tiny bit amount of time. So when it's cut off, it has a little bit of time before it like is like dead.
All right.
I don't know. I've just like heard something like that. But the reason they say the saying like a chicken running around with your head cut off.
Yeah,
or
they
whatever,
do that.
Yeah, it's because that's like a real thing.
And same with snakes too. If you cut a snake's head off, like I think it's dangerous because they're still venomous. They can still bite you because it's like they'll reflex and they'll like flinch around and like wiggle for like an hour. I think. Don't ask me why I know this. Stabbing.
Yeah, I think because we hadn't really talked about if it was a sword or maybe like it could be stabbed with anything,
or like a shank. There's this is gonna be brutal. There's I think I watched some jail show or something where they like created these shanks that have like it's like those knives that have like reverse blades in it, so where you stab it into them and they're barbed, so when you pull it out it like yanks your insides out.
Yeah.
Gotta suck. There's knives like that are illegal, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of times, like if you get impaled with something like through your arm or your leg, they say that like you're not supposed to take it out.
Yeah,
like you're supposed to go to the hospital first. Which
imagine just like having this shit in your arm, dude. Did you ever see that thing where that guy? I don't know what happened, but somehow he got in a car crash. He crashed into a truck that had these like giant metal rods, and it crashed and it went through his mouth. Like it was stuck in his mouth, out the back of his head, but it was like the side, like the circumference of a softball. Like it was through his head, and they did surgery and they saved his life.
What?
Yes. It missed his brain, but like they show pictures.
Can he like talk?
I don't know, but I mean I think they saved his life. But I just remember seeing a show, and it's like this dude with this rod, like literally through his head. Like
I kind of want to look this up.
Yeah, look it up. It's disgusting.
Okay, wait. What should I type in?
Man, car crash, metal rod, mouth.
Whoa! I type in guy survives, and the first one is bear attack. Man stuck in snow for 5 days survives off Taco Bell sauce packets. Wait, guy survives like
metal rod through face.
Metal.
It might bring up Phineas Gage, but that's different.
Who's that?
We learned about him in psych. It was a guy.
Oh, he got like shot through the head?
No, it was a metal rod he was like a railway worker, and it blew up and it went through his head and through his brain.
But it like missed a certain part of his brain.
Yeah, so he survived, but it proved like certain brain functions because it messed up.
Oh yeah, Phineas Gage.
Yeah, not him.
Oh, I found one. Man miraculously survives after rod pierces through skull in 2019.
Oh, I don't think it was 2019 that I saw.
Oh, this one went sideways through his head. This one went this way.
How the hell did that guy survive?
What the fuck? Look at.
Oh,
dude.
What? How did he survive that?
I have no idea.
Oh, the only thing is Phineas Gage popping up. Dude, I swear this happened. I gotta find it.
No, I believe you. I've heard stuff like that. That's insane. All right, well,
okay. Championship round, torture versus stabbing.
Torture's worse.
I think it's torture, yeah.
Yeah.
Torture is our champion.
I mean, I don't think it's hard to argue with that because it could really do anything.
Yeah, it's pretty broad.
Have you seen... Okay, so you've seen Narcos, but you haven't seen Narcos Mexico yet?
No.
So I'd always heard about that. I'd heard that there's these techniques that these people do when they're torturing someone to get like information out of them, where like, because after a certain point of pain and torture, your body will literally just shut down and you just pass out. But what they do to really torture people is once they pass out from the pain, they'll start pumping. I think it's like either cocaine or like
something that keeps
caffeine,
them up. Or they give them like
adrenaline, adrenaline or cocaine. They'll put shots directly into their heart, and it'll wake them back up, and then they'll torture them more, and then keep doing it.
It's like Pulp Fiction when he stabs her with the adrenaline. I hate that scene.
Wait, I don't remember that.
She's
scene.
like overdosing on the heroin.
Oh,
and then he like takes that adrenaline needle and just fucking stabs her in the chest.
Yeah.
I hate that scene. I'm gonna look up worst or like some creative ways that people torture people.
Okay.
Look up some.
All right. This is getting really. Yo, you know how in The Office, Gabe is like really weird about horror movies and has like his weird addiction to like
Yeah.
dark things? I feel like there's probably some people out there that love this shit.
Definitely. Okay. 15 types of torture. Britannica.com. The fact that someone wrote this article. Allison Eldridge. You are a messed up person, but I'm reading your article.
Hey, it's her job.
Upright jerker. Sounds like a sex position.
I'm down to get upright jerked.
I don't think we'll see if you are after this. It's an interesting twist on classical execution method. What? Oh yeah, it's just like a different way of getting hung. Okay.
Okay.
Falling, throw them off a cliff.
All right, I got a bad.
Crushed by an elephant. Oh my
Whoa.
god. They just bring out an elephant. They're like, step on this man.
Does he step or does he sit?
Ooh, either way. Ooh yeah, just getting right in the chest. Elephant foot.
Imagine getting like a boulder.
They used to do that.
Okay, but they don't like drop it on you. They start with the boulder like on your ankle, then they roll it
on
up,
top of you.
and then it goes onto your balls, and then over your chest, and then over your face.
And then you're flat Stanley.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I'm pretty sure there was one where they would put your head in like one of those things that you can tighten, and they'll just keep squeezing you,
Oh,
until you just pop.
I just thought of something that I've seen in Saw, where
Dude, those movies are great. I love Saw.
Yeah.
I kind of like what's the
Just
word?
gruesome.
Gruesome. That's the word.
Yeah. The first Saw movie is actually like really original. I liked it, but he like is in this room where the two walls are just slowly coming in closer and closer and closer, and then eventually it just like smushes you.
Yeah. So
Or there's one where it's the same thing, but there's like needles coming out of the walls, and they slowly are just gonna pierce you.
It's fucked up. There's Ling Chi, which is also known as slow slicing. Death by 1,000 cuts. They would just take bits of skins and limbs and gradually remove them,
Dude.
culminating in one final cut to the heart or decapitation.
Oh my god.
It was banned in 1905, though, but it was done for
The
nearly
thing I don't
1,000
really
years.
understand about these like war, I forget the word. There's a word for it, but it was all from like the Geneva Convention.
Like war crimes, you're saying?
Yeah, like war crimes and certain just rules of like
You just
rules
can't
of
cross
war.
this line.
But it's like
It's a little
I
messed
feel like
up.
a lot of people aren't gonna follow. Like North Korea is not gonna follow shit like that.
Yeah. I mean,
So I don't know what it really means if some form of torture is banned. There's still gonna be people that do it.
I also think that that's kind of interesting that they even came up with those guidelines. Like, war is cool, but you just can't cross this line. Like, you can murder each other and drop bombs on people.
But you
But
can't put
just-
these toxins in the air.
Yeah, you can't, like, gas people. Like, you're just killing them in a different way. Like, war
I
is
mean,
cool.
Sure, it is a little more humane maybe to do it in these other ways.
How about we just don't have war?
I don't think we're at. I think everybody knows. Like, I don't think there'll ever be a time when there's no war.
That's crazy to me that, like, why can't we just all be cool?
I just don't, dude. It's just greed. Like, people always want more, and I feel like it would be awesome, but I just don't see that happening. Where there's a time when every country can just get along, and the
Yeah.
whole world is like
There's too many different
working,
opinions.
and
People think that different things are right, and then
Yeah.
they fight for what they think is right, but the other people think the opposite.
Yeah.
And
And I mean, I think it's good to fight for what you believe in, but I don't think that it'll ever get to a point where it's like everyone's like, all right, I think I'm right. You think you're right. That's okay.
Yeah,
I don't think that'll happen.
exactly.
So,
There's been so many wars. It's like, dude.
yo, but it's way better now than it used to be.
I-
Like the world,
We-
bro.
But we've been in war in the Middle East for like at least 20 years.
No, I know, but I'm saying
It's like the longest
I'm
war.
saying like way back, like
Like
barbarians.
World- Oh,
like
yeah,
people,
yeah.
Like the world, obviously, shit is still could be better.
Like the
but
Mongols would just kill
Yeah.
everything in their path. Yeah.
they raid your town, kill everyone, take your daughter, and just rape her and make her
Yeah.
part of their tribe. Now
It was a little fucked. A little fucked up.
life could be better, but it's definitely better than it was back then.
Yeah. All right. Next on this list, I got Blood Eagle.
Okay. I'm down for some blood.
It comes from the Nordic legends of Viking executions, which is our ancestors. Our ancestors did this. Salt was poured in a wound, and a final blow, the lungs were pulled out, draped over the rib wings for effect. What?
Oh, so they pried open their body.
Oh,
pulled
they'd
out
slash open your back, pour salt in you, and then rip out your lungs.
Oh, dude.
Oh my god.
Are people still alive at that point?
I don't know how you could be alive. They sliced your back open and pull your and oh, dude, salt. I don't know how much I don't know if the salt makes it worse because it can't be in much more pain than getting your back just open.
Cut open.
Yeah. Dude, they used to spike people on bold sharp rocks. Like they would just take someone and just break their back on a rock. The Viking sucked.
Bro, what kind of fucked up brain do you have to even think of that?
It's our ancestors, dude.
Yo, also, how come we're so small if Vikings are known for being these huge, legendary,
I don't think they were really
people?
that. They probably weren't really that. They're probably just thick.
All right, so they were thick, but they were short.
Boys.
Like
yeah,
roly
short
polies.
thickums. Yeah.
All right.
A couple bowling balls, some little fullbacks just spiking people down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really boiling. That's gotta suck.
Oh,
I didn't even
getting
think about
boiled to death.
Yeah, rat torture. Oh, that's like in Game of Thrones when they put the bucket of rats and they eat.
Oh, I've seen that scene.
Oh man.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I haven't watched Game of Thrones either, but I've seen this scene where they put a rat in a bucket, right?
There's like a couple rats.
Okay, and then they put the bucket up against your body, the open end up against your stomach.
Yeah.
And then they burn, right?
They burn the other side of the bucket, so the rats are running away from it, and they're trying to get out.
And they have nowhere to go.
So they're clawing and eating.
And they eat through your body.
Yeah.
To get away from the burning.
Who comes up with that? That's gotta suck.
That would be the worst way to die.
That sucks. Also, we didn't even talk about getting electrocuted. Not a electric chair, because I think you kind of just die quick. But if you grab onto a fence and you're like,
like getting struck by lightning.
Yeah.
I wonder what that feels like.
That's got to be kind of cool.
I think you can survive that, right?
Yeah, people survived it.
Yeah. All right. Do you have more, or should we hop to the segments?
I mean, there's more. There's one where it's you get dragged by a horse, and then they kill you, and then they cut you into quarters and hang you up. That is so fucked up. Oh, and there's one where you break all your bones. And all these things that where it's we're gonna break all your bones and then drag you on a horse. It's because you stole a loaf of bread. That's how it was back then.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you would steal something, they'd cut off your hand, right? And if you
an eye for an eye.
And if you had sex with someone's wife, they cut off your penis.
Yeah, it's gonna suck. Yeah, getting your dick cut off.
Dude, I'd rather have anything cut off than my penis. Would you rather go blind or lose your penis?
Blind.
Would you rather go blind and deaf or lose your penis?
Oh man. I'd probably lose my dick. I don't.
Bro, but
that sucks. I don't know. I think I'd rather just die.
Helen Keller did it.
Yeah.
She made it work.
Yeah. Everyone makes fun of her now.
Yeah, but we don't make fun of her because she was stupid or weird or
actually what she was able to do.
We make fun of her
was
because of how wild the situation was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that she did that is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, she was able to talk too. That's what's crazy is she stuck her hand in someone's mouth and learned how to talk because of feeling hands. How did she learn that anything was a thing?
Dude, I don't know.
To me, I would love to be inside of her brain and just understand how she thought about things, because it had to have been so different.
And
than
her
how we
teacher, shout out to her
Annie
teacher.
Sullivan.
You know the name?
Yeah, remember I wrote that Helen Keller book?
Can't believe you still remember that, though.
Yeah,
wow.
Annie Sullivan.
Well, let's hop into the segments here. Is there?
All right, this is the last one.
All right, read me one more.
This one's called Scaphism. It was performed by the Greeks, of course, and the Persians. Okay. So, you have a milk and honey diet, eventually caused horrible diarrhea, which stayed within the wooden enclosure. I don't know what that means. The unfortunate... They would smear more milk and honey that was left out in the sun, and then bugs would get attracted to it. Oh, so they would put you in this wooden box. They would hollow out a tree trunk, feed you this diet, and all that shit would just spoil, and you're living in your own shit, and then bugs and shit would come and kill you. like eat you to death.
So they would make you drink this until you like shit yourself, and you'd be shitting all over the
And then
place.
it spoils.
And then bugs come and eat
Bugs and birds and stuff. It just comes
and they eat you too.
And you're covered in it. You're like in this little box.
Well, how are you covered in it? You like laying down in it?
I don't know.
I guess. I
think though they smear more on you.
Oh,
and
dude.
then the bugs come. That's disgusting.
That's
who thinks of that?
I liked this episode. This was fucked.
Got brutal.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys were not trying to eat or while listening to this. We've said it before. Our show's probably not the. I mean, you could eat, but like if you hear something coming,
stop because
just stop.
It's only gonna get worse.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, we're gonna hop into the segments here because I have to go start editing all these episodes before we go to Vegas. So, all right, today, if you guys are new around here, we have top 5 today. What would you do if and sports with Kyle? So, Kyle, what are your top 5 phrases to say when you're angry or stressed?
Ooh.
So not a particular word, but just like a one-liner. Like I wrote down some of mine. I always say, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like just to myself, be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Or
yeah.
I'll be like, I say, "Oh my fucking god."
Yeah, I'll say that. I'll say like, "This is so stupid." If like this, I used to say that for homework. Like, this is so pointless. Like, why am I doing this?
Oh, you say pointless.
Yeah, this is pointless. This is stupid. Yeah, I would say fuck this.
Okay, wait. So fuck this.
This is stupid.
This is stupid.
This is a waste of time. I'm stressed out.
Yeah, like if you're like late and something happens, like just what are you gonna be like? Oh, shit.
Sometimes I'll just like. Every once in a while, you just kind of need to let it out and just kind of just like. Ah!
You'll just scream like
Sometimes
no.
I'll go into a pillow. I haven't really gotten that point in a long time.
Okay.
I had that happen a couple times in high school.
All right, just a pillow scream.
Yeah, maybe get a punch a pillow too.
Oh, punch pillow.
Just it's like the guy punching the bush in that video. Where the guy's fighting the bush. That's me versus a pillow.
Yeah, I've never punched my pillows. I've like cried and screamed into a pillow, but I've never punched one.
Yeah, I've punched some pillows, I guess.
Actually, I guess I'll do like on my bed. I've done like a.
Darn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, give me one more. That was 4.
Phrases I say when I'm stressed out.
Yeah, like you're driving, you're really late for an interview, someone cuts you off, and you almost get into a car accident.
What, you motherfucker?
Oh.
I yell when I drive sometimes.
Motherfucker?
Yeah, you motherfucker.
All right.
Top 5. This one's a little nicer. Top 5 places you'd like to live. Not like visit, like live. You could see yourself living there.
I mean, if I had a lot of money.
Yeah, endless. You can live wherever you want.
I mean, I haven't visited that many crazy places, so it's hard to say. Not Sweden. I've only been to a few places out of the country. I went to Sweden. Didn't really like Sweden.
It's nice in the summer. In the winter,
it was fucking freezing
and dark as shit.
And dark as shit, and the food was underwhelming. So, but I will say I went to Paris. I just thought it was awesome. Like a really cool city, and just like a lot of like, I don't know, obviously a bunch of touristy shit, but like I think Paris or somewhere in France would be cool. I mean, I'd like to have like a vacation home in California. I mean, just because like.
What part of California?
I don't know. Palm Springs is nice. I've been down there a lot. I like Palm Springs, I guess. Maybe if I get old and I go down to Palm Springs with other old people.
Beach,
though? You're right. There's not like
you can
water
live
there. Yeah, okay. Maybe like Malibu in California, where all like the crazy rich people are. That's 2.
Surrounded by celebrities.
3, I mean, I don't know. Washington, Seattle area. Obviously, it's dope. I'll do some crazy shit. For number 4, I'll say like Antarctica.
Why the fuck would you ever do that?
Just I don't know, because not many people
I've got
do
a
it.
summer home down in
Exactly.
Antarctica.
How cool would that be?
I mean,
like no one's down there, and if you're mega rich, if I could live anywhere, I clearly have a lot of money. I'm like, hey, come to my place in Antarctica. I get famous from it because
I'd come down, but
dude, there would be so much to look at and so much to learn.
Not really.
No, bro.
I don't think there's just like penguins like crawling out the yin yang there. I think it's like you kind of just look around and it's like, well,
it's just desolate.
It's just all white.
Yeah. I don't know. I would get a house in Antarctica if I could.
Hang out with some narwhals.
Probably like the Swiss Alps.
Oh.
Somewhere to go, somewhere with like the best skiing ever.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would try to do some sort of like, if I'm talking like I want a house in all these different locations, not to permanently live, because I wouldn't want to live in the Swiss Alps.
But you told me that this was places you would want to live.
Well, live schmiv,
You could live between these 5 different places.
Yeah, you can rotate.
Yeah.
I'd want like Maui.
Okay.
I just think the island lifestyle is just great. Just go to the beach every day.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I would learn how to surf. That'd be cool. I'd say that's on my bucket list. I want to learn how to surf.
I don't want to get eaten. I feel like I'm going to get eaten.
I just wouldn't get eaten. Yeah, I like the Swiss. Like, somewhere great for skiing.
Yeah. By the way, I've never even been there, so I don't know. Maybe it sucks, but
I'm sure it's great.
Sounds cool. I really like Colorado.
Yeah, I'd like
Florida
to live
was cool.
on a golf course maybe. That'd be cool.
Ooh, where's like the really where they do the Masters?
Oh, I think
You live on that golf course.
Yeah.
And it's like yours.
you just play whenever. Although I'm so bad that I don't think I'd like playing on that because it's so hard.
Yeah.
Augusta or whatever.
Kyle, what would you do if you won? So I was just thinking, because I'm getting in the Vegas mood, the gambling mood.
Okay.
You won $100 million gambling, but
I'm moving to
the
Alps.
you can only spend it on other people. So
It's stupid.
no, like what would this money that you win, it cannot benefit your life directly in any way whatsoever. But you can help other people, you can give it to friends or family, or what you could donate it to, you could help people who in need. What would things you would want to do with this $100 million? Like, what's the first few things you would do?
I think first few things I would help out family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would pay for some tuitions. I would pay for. Hang on, I'm getting through my family. I'd pay for. I'd like pay my parents back or whatever for being
Your parents.
Expensive kid. Yeah, I'd just like pay people back. I'd help people out that deserve help. You know what I'm saying? I'd help you out. I'll throw a bone your way.
Yeah.
I'll buy you a camera or some shit.
Okay, yeah.
I think a lot of it I would probably save and just like help people over time maybe.
Okay.
Or I would try to fund like a cause that I care about, such as like education.
Do you said you wanted to help people who need help. Do you have like a certain soft spot in your heart for a particular group of like maybe kids that are into sports with like disabilities or something, or like Make-A-Wish thing, or like what would be your thing you want to help with?
I really just think education, like getting people education around the world and like free education. So like what LeBron's doing, kind of.
You'd be like
Make-A-Wish,
LeBron.
yeah. Or no, what? Not Make-A-Wish. What's his? I pledge or something.
He basically is giving full scholarships to like the entire high school, right?
Yeah, he has a whole school.
I'd
make a nicer school.
Wait, it's his own school?
Yeah, it's like his school,
Oh,
and they're all
shit.
getting tuition. Yeah.
I knew that. I didn't know he like owned the school or created the school or whatever.
Yeah, they're all getting free tuition to the University of Akron or something like that.
Dude, wouldn't everyone just want to go to the school then?
Well,
Wouldn't
you have to
everyone
like
just
get
move?
into the school, I think, because
Oh.
they're not just gonna like let people in that aren't gonna, like put it in the effort. I'm sure they
Yeah.
a lot of background stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would just do shit like that. I can't spend it on myself. I guess I'd just be a benefactor, and
Yeah.
maybe I'd invest in some stuff.
You can't. As long as it would benefit you, you can't do it.
That's stupid. I don't want the money.
No, it would be awesome. You would just give it
No,
away.
Yeah,
No, you would feel so good helping people.
I would feel good, but my life would be the
Yeah,
same.
you'd be poor.
I would be poor and it'd suck. I would hope maybe people would return the favor
Yeah, I mean,
eventually.
if you were that much of a philanthropist, you'd somehow get some payment from it where it's like this will at least cover your like basic needs.
I would hope so.
So you'd have like a shitty 1-bedroom apartment and like enough for like a couple meals a week.
Yeah, or maybe that's awesome. Maybe one of the kids that I help out will be super rich and they'll return the favor.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'd hope.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like an investment
Yeah.
in people.
Yeah. All right.
John, what would you do if let's just say you could not be a videographer, podcaster. You can't do anything like internet-based, video-based.
Anything that I currently want to do.
Anything that you currently want to do, what would you do if you had to do something else?
I would become a veterinarian.
Really?
Yeah. I've thought about it. I've actually thought about like if everything went to shit and I didn't know what to do, what would I actually? No. Well, I have two options. Either that, or I would try and become like a philosophy professor.
Oh God.
I love philosophy, and it's like my favorite subject. And one of the professors I had for a philosophy class in down at APU, I like love this guy. This really awesome Ethiopian guy with a very thick accent that I could barely understand. So yeah, but I probably wouldn't do that because like I don't know how you make any money with philosophy unless you become a professor.
Yeah. Unless you like solve the world's problem.
Yeah, I mean, if
philosophy.
I somehow solve some philosophical problem, but I don't know how you even do that, or I would go to like veterinarian school and like help save dogs.
Okay.
Or be the guy that has to kill dogs, potentially.
That's gotta suck, though. That's gonna be the worst part of being a vet is seeing animals in pain. And
Yeah.
having to kill them.
Yeah, man. Do you think does it count as killing them? Like, obviously you're technically killing them, but it's kind of different when you're putting an animal down.
Yeah, because you're putting them out of their misery.
Yeah. By the way, Kyle and I were with this dog yesterday that is 100% blind.
Dude.
One of our friends is dog sitting at this house, and one of the dogs that he's taking care of is like, it doesn't even seem that old. Like, it seems like a normal.
Yeah, she had like energy.
Yeah, like she wasn't some old decrepit dog.
She's trying to play fetch, dude. She's blind.
Yeah, like, and right when we get there, Kyle goes, so there's no way she's like totally blind, right? Like, how would she get around the house? And then 2 minutes later, she wants to play fetch, so Kyle throws it, and this dog just plows into walls. Full speed.
Runs into everything, and she's totally happy about it. She like runs into a wall and like bounces off, and then like hits a different wall, and then like bounces off, and then finds her toy, and then brings it back.
Yeah, and for like literally for an hour, we were just messing around with this dog, and like Kyle would throw it, and we would see the dog going for a wall, and we're like, oh shit, and we would just start screaming.
Oh, it's so sad. But
think about how many. You think that dog has a lot of concussions?
that dog has a concussion, like,
Like a
life
permanent
life concussion, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on here. Sports with Kyle. What's going on in the sports world?
Since we last recorded, which it was yesterday, so not too much has changed. But this is kind of cool news. By the time this comes out, I think he might be back. But if anyone's like a big basketball fan, Yusuf Nurkic, he's a center for the Trailblazers, which is our favorite team. Last year, I think around this time last year, he had a compound leg fracture. So his leg snapped in half.
His snap went, and it went. Did his bone come out?
Actually, no. I don't know.
He was wearing tights. So
it
you
broke in
couldn't see
half. Yeah,
his leg.
that shit was broken.
Facing the wrong direction.
Yeah, it was all fucked up. It was like a Gordon Hayward break.
And he's a large man.
He's like a 7 foot, like almost 300 pounds probably. He's a big man. Yeah, he'll be coming back soon, which is really cool. Like, it's crazy that you can even, I can't imagine going through rehab for an entire year and like getting over
a year.
Yeah, and getting over the fear of like jumping up for a rebound.
Yeah, man.
Like, I remember earlier in the season, this was really sad though, because like Gordon Hayward, when he broke his leg, he was going up for an alley-oop and he kind of came down awkwardly. And it was the same. They did a same exact play where it was like an inbounds play, and they threw an alley oop to him, and he gets up in the air, and you could tell he was like got like PTSD.
Paranoid.
Yeah, and he missed it.
Yeah,
it was sad, and he like landed and kind of fell over, but like his teammates came running over to him and like picked him up, which was cool.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's got to be such a hard. He probably he relived it basically.
Yeah, it's hard for me as a viewer to even watch when a player comes back from some catastrophic injury like that. Even with Gordon Hayward, to this day,
yeah, it's scary.
When I see him play, I don't like it because I'm like, I just imagine what would happen if it broke again.
Okay, did you watch it live when that happened?
No, I've seen replays though.
I was watching it live and that was horrifying.
I watched Kevin Ware live.
Oh, that's bad.
That was
really bad.
That was the first one that I really remember, like a really bad break that I remember watching live.
That one was that's blood everywhere.
And there was the screenshots going around on like social media.
That was like when social media was kind of starting too, and
yeah.
Kevin Ware, yeah.
And then this year I watched the NFL quarterback that snapped his leg. I watched that live.
Which one?
I don't know. It was like
Alex Smith
early in the season.
Ago.
No, it was
the
Luke
Eagles. Luke Falk.
What team?
Jets.
Yeah, I witnessed that.
He snapped his leg.
It was really gross.
I think it was him. Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. Wow, this has been a really gross
Just
episode.
Gruesome episode.
So yeah. Anyways,
We've reached the end.
thank you all so much for listening. If you guys are a new fan here from our Spotify ad and you're still sticking around after listening to this shit,
Proud of you. We
props
love
to you guys. So anyways, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/PimsPodcast where you can become a patron and you get extra content every single month. You can join our Discord. You can see pictures of Kyle's feet. You get deleted scenes and bloopers videos. So
Let's go.
lots of good
What else
stuff.
could you want?
Yeah. Kyle, where can I follow you?
Instagram at KyleSaffron36. Follow the podcast at Pims Podcast. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're out there. Rate us 5 stars on the Instagram. Apple Podcast app. Leave a review. That would be super helpful.
Yeah. Also, if you prefer to use Spotify, be sure to follow us on Spotify. I personally, I don't know why, but up until recently, have never even followed shit on Spotify. Like, I never utilized that feature. I would just search my favorite podcast every week. But it is a lot better if you follow it, or if you're on the Apple Podcast app to like subscribe, because then you get notified when there's a new episode. We also have a full video version on YouTube every single episode. So if you guys didn't know that, be sure to check it out. It's a lot more engaging, a lot more fun. So anyways, thank you all so much. New episodes every single Monday and Thursday, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye bye.